morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Had a great trade on ENOB today, this morning. Got it around $4.95. I don't really like these penny incremental trades. All right, so ENOB came out with news this morning, right at 7 a.m. And I looked at it here, and it's an acceptance of pre-IND request for potential HIV cure. I thought that was good enough news, so I bought into it. Chris J bought into it as well.
CRON, Kronos Group getting a pop to the highs now. Charlie Romeo Oscar November. $9.18. After the company acquires a 10.5% stake in PharmaCann for $110.4 million. That announcement earlier for CRON.
CRON. See what the float is on it. It's got a pretty high float. Not that interested in it yet. COCP came out with some news. I grabbed 50 shares. Sitting at 0 right now. Trying to stream live on multiple platforms here today. We'll see how it works. Not sure if it's live on YouTube or not. Go in and check that out real quick. Alright, well, showing it's live, but haven't got a notification yet. Alright, so looks like it's live on YouTube, which is good. I'm just going to hang on to this one here. Typically I don't hang on to them, but we'll see what it does. It is kind of a low float. But we made some good money today on ENOB for shout out to Chris J. He got 1,000 shares down here at the call out. I actually sold on the way up here, and then I bought in on this pullback again because we had tweezer bottoms. When you have two candles of the same size with two wicks of relatively the same size, that's a good area to buy back into a position. So I bought back in here, I sold some of it here, and then I sold the rest on this candle. And now we're waiting for another entry. For those of you who are new, let me get my pen up here. Where is it? I'm not sure where it is. Alright. There she be. Alright, so for those of you who are new, this green line right here, this is the VWAP. The second green line right here is the 20 MA or SMA. The red line is your 200 SMA. And the yellow is the 50 SMA. So right here is your Goldilocks area when you're going to enter a trade. When the 20 and the 200 are close together. Once they get away from each other, like this, and there's a lot of space, you want to be looking to exit your trade. You want to wait for the 20 and the 200 to come back closer to each other, like we're seeing in this area. This is where you're looking to enter the trade again. When the price is also away from the 20 and away from the 20 and the 200, there's a lot of space. You want to be looking to close your position, which is exactly what we did. Now we're looking here. We're in consolidation with a nice wedge. I like this setup. I am going to get this ready to buy. This is a small account challenge that we have here going on here. I'm going to go for 5 shares. since what time it is right now. So we're looking to break all of this resistance right here. You see we broke it. We peekabooed here. We peekabooed here and here. So I'm looking to see a really nice breakthrough. But again, we do have a nice wedge formation going on this. Let me get my drawing tools here. Time level. I'm going to put this rectangle up here. So this right here is going to be an area of support, resistance, consolidation. Looks like we're trying to break through right here. If this candle breaks that candle. Alright. Just bought 5 shares. Nice breakout. Clean, crisp. Let's see if we get a jump. If we take out this area right here, this is where all the shorts are going to cover. In that area. So we're looking for a move up to here. We may hit resistance in this area. But all these shorts right here, this is what we're looking to trap or take out. All these shorts that are in this area now are now trapped. So all of these people who went short are trapped. Now we're looking to trap these guys and force them to sell to get a nice short squeeze. Let's look at the 5-minute candle. Love the bullish 5-minute candle. Looks beautiful. Let's go to the 2-minute chart. Now let's see what this does. Are we going to get tweezer tops and a push back down? Or are we going to continue higher and take out all these shorts? That's what we're looking to do here, guys. It's all about taking out the shorts for a potential squeeze. But you got to know where to enter and where not to. We had this nice rectangular pattern here for a squeeze to the upside.
SCR Gaming shares at the highs now on heavy volume 4075. Closed at 32.36 on Friday.
But it looks like we're setting up a tweezer top here. I'm going to get out for about a 50-60 cent profit. So this right here, and the candle hasn't finished closing yet. But again, the time of day we're at and where we are, it's good, and it's going to continue to go higher.
VCYT, Victor Charlie Yankee Tango. Victor Charlie Yankee Tango, new published in JAMA Oncology, demonstrate prognostic utility of Vericide.
But now might not be the time. But again, if you're under the PDT rule, you'd probably want to wait to get into this trade till the bell. I am under the PDT rule on this small account. We do have a cash account, so I can get in and out with the cash I have available.
Report SCHW. Core net new assets brought to the company by new and existing clients total $28.1 billion.
So let's go look at COCP. We're in that one. So now you see right here we have an area of support. So we know we got support in this area. Still down 50 cents on it. It is on the scanner. The low float. It's not a super low float, but it's a low float. So we have resistance here. Support here. Let's go out to the 180 day, see where we're at. So the 180 day, I already went out and marked my lines. We could potentially see a nice move with this today, which is why I'm not closing it out. We have been on an uptrend for the last couple of weeks here, which I like. Our RSI, I have my RSI set at 50. It's something that I've done here during the last few months because the markets have been so bad. I've figured out a lot of really cool tips and tricks on how to trade, how to get in and out of your trades, and how to be profitable in really bad markets. So these are things we're going to be teaching here all this week and going forward. So now we are holding here, but our resistance is a little bit lower than where I'd like to see it now. So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this to come here and see if we hold this area of support. What was resistance, let's see if it will now become support. Okay, so we're looking for this to hold support and then test this area and possibly do this maneuver here. This is the other area up here which you're looking to hold or break through. You want to break through this high a day. So let's see how we follow this little line I drew, if we follow it at all. Good morning, China. You missed out on this beautiful play this morning. Webull was locked up this morning. We got up at 4 a.m. There was a couple little good moves, nothing major. But it wasn't working. It didn't start. I went back to bed and I got up at like 6:30. So we are on the 1 minute chart here. I typically trade off the 2 minute. So the 2 minute, the candle's still looking good. We got a green bullish candle here. Oh, this is a 5 minute, sorry. So this is what you want to see. I like the wicks on the bottom here. But now this one here, let's just say if we were going to draw this out to be a wedge on the 2 minute. Notice we broke this wedge to the downside right here. But again, I'm looking for a pullback to this area now, which was resistance, which is now support. So that's perfectly normal. And I'm going to stay on the 1 minute for the videos, just for everybody that's new that like to use the 1 minute. Yeah, I hear you. I was out. I didn't even want to get up at 4 this morning. And the ones I was watching, they were okay, but nothing spectacular. How's the sound on this one? I got everything set up on a new system today. And I got a couple of different platforms, so good morning, CRO. Cool. Yeah, I was looking at the videos on YouTube from the old setup, and there was nothing really that looked that good. So hopefully this will be a lot better. All right, now we're up 50 cents on COCP. Again, we have a lot of room that this could run today. As you guys see our levels here. But we'll see what this does throughout the day. I'm not going to close it out just yet.
Airplane engine that will be 20% more fuel efficient and 20% lower.
But Chris J and I got in here this morning around $4.90. And Chris got in with 1,000 shares. He did a great job on this. Really thankful for me. Hooked up that tip jar. I was shocked when I looked at it. So shout out to Chris J again. That was awesome. But yeah, I got back in on this, guys, on this here tweezer bottoms. All right. The tweezer bottoms, we had another set right here, but it wasn't in the right location. We didn't have a pullback yet. Here we did have an actual pullback. So as soon as I got these tweezer bottoms, I jumped back in on this. Up to here, I was up like $23, I think, something like that. I posted it on Discord, you could see. And then I got in here again and sold up here for a $4 profit. So still watching this one. I think this will be our number one stocks on this. Good morning, Russo. We're live if you want to join us.
There are positive results in their trial for atopic dermatitis. That's RAPT. 38.30 now. Closed at 18.57. The high earlier, $41.04.
China, I'm talking to Russo like she could hear me. I need coffee. Now on this one, if you go out to the 3 year, this one we're kind of at a resistance area right in this area you could see from the past. Let me get my drawings here. Typically I don't go out to the 3 year chart, and let me not do it for you guys. Go to the 1 year chart, and here you can see, you know, this is a major area of resistance. We went up to, I don't know why it's showing like this and it's not showing the true price. Really odd. But anyway, these are our levels that we're watching on this. Even the 20-day, I mean, we're way above all-time pricing. The study for which one, China? I'm not sure what you're asking. I got just what you should have set up also, the 20, the 200, and the VWAP. I don't have any studies except the lines that I'm drawing for support and resistance I get by going back in time. I think this one I had to go to the 3-year chart. Or no, these lines I drew this morning, but the 3-year chart where we're at now, this was the highest we've been in 3 years at $9.28. These lines I just drew this morning where we had, you know, a little pullback here, then we had consolidation here, and now this here, the support I drew here is because of this area here, and this is resistance. So we had support and resistance banging around in this area. The yellow here is the 50. I have it. I'm just used to having it. It's not something you need, but you can see, you could put it on your chart because sometimes the price will pull to the 50 when it breaks the 200. And as long as it doesn't break the 50, you should see continuation to the upside. So yeah, you can go ahead and add that to your toolkit. And that's something. Thanks for bringing that up. I've had it on there all along, but it is something now that you guys that have been with us. I remember saying in the past, you don't really need it right now because I wanted you to get a little more, what do you want to call it? I don't know. Comfortable with the 20 and the 200. So yeah, you could put the 50 MA on there, but typically if the stock holds the 50 MA when it breaks the 20 MA, that means we'll see a continuation to the upside. But if it breaks the 50 MA, it pretty much falls apart, you know, until later on in the day or unless something else comes up. But right now we're doing good. We're holding above the 20. We're holding above the VWAP. Here's your 20. Here's your VWAP, which is good. And again, it's, you know, we're trending in here. I thought we'd see a pullback and a retest. I always like to see, like we saw here, we saw a pullback, then we saw a retest, a pullback, a retest, pullback, retest, pullback, retest. Then we didn't pull all the way back. That's a good sign to get into your position. Again, this was the wedge pattern we just talked about. So you can see here we had a wedge pattern developing from here to the upside. And then we had the wedge pattern here, which is still there in the yellow, but we broke to the downside. But that's expected because a wedge pattern wouldn't form unless you're channeling inside your consolidation period. What I do like about the volume, now we can get into the volume here, is that on the green candles, you know, we have some pretty big green candles on low volume, which would say that institutional or smart money has been adding money in this area, which would confirm that we should see a nice move to the upside. And again, smart money got in down here. This was a lot of smart money being put in here. Look how small your volume bars are, and look how massive your candlesticks are. So when you see that, that means there's smart money coming into the markets. So that's one thing you want to use your volume for. When you see these big green candlesticks, you know that smart money's coming in, because retail traders, we can't move the markets like this. So there's smart money in here. You know, they probably took profits up here. They're bringing the price back down and they're adding in here. So we should see another nice move to the upside. So all these shorters are going to get smoked. So now what we want to see here is we want to see the price hold this level. So we want to see this nice move. This is healthy. Then we want to see a move back to the upside. And then possibly like that. So we want to make sure this is going to hold. But if smart money is in here in this area, that means they brought the price down to get filled at a better price. So let's see what we do here in this area now. So this is a nice double bottom candle, which I like. It's not letting me put a line here. So I like the double bottom candle. Now remember, this is just like real estate. You want to take your positions, you know, in location. You're looking just like back here on these tweezer bottoms. It was the location, right? We had tweezer bottoms right here. Okay, these are tweezer bottoms also, but it wasn't in the right location. Okay, if you notice here, you could have definitely took a trade on here to the upside. That was a good indication for that. But for another major move like we saw here, these are the tweezer bottoms in this location, which was actually on a pullback. Okay, like if we had tweezer bottoms in here, it's not an area where I'm really looking to go in. We were already in here, so that was a different story. Again, and we're going to be going live every day this week, and hopefully from here on out. So any questions you guys have, and I'm going to be talking about it repetitively over and over and over again, so you guys are really going to get this. And I want to go live in the after hours, probably around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and stay live till about 5. Because the after hours have been really, really good. So this is right now, let's see what this closes at. Okay, that's better. That was looking like a gravestone doji. I don't like how you can't move this screen around like you can on Webull. Let's see what everything else is doing. ORPH. We took a trade on this. 22 cents. So let's draw out some lines here, China, so you see what we're kind of doing here. Let me go out to the 5-day on this. This was a couple of, well, I guess it only ran the other day. Yeah, Friday pre-market, or after hours, I mean. So we'll go to the 1-day, 2-minute. Now notice we have a ton of support and resistance in this area. Okay, we had a hard time staying over this area here. And then once we broke it here, we made a nice move to the upside. And again, I'm going to throw another line right here in the middle of all this, because we had struggle in here to break through it, and then we did here. So on this one here, I wouldn't personally trade this until after the bell. But
AMC, Alpha Michael Charlie, AMC moving here now, 51.64 for AMC.
But notice now we have resistance here in this area.
BX,
all right.
Education Technology Company.
Let me lower this guy real quick.
To be acquired by Blackstone and Vista.
I'm streaming live to YouTube for for those of you who don't know, that's Bazinga Squawk in the background. It's free here on Thinkorswim. If you go up here to chat room, just click on Bazinga Squawk and then listen or live. Alright, so back to this. So now you can see we're using this as an area of support. I like where the 20 and the 200 are. They're really close together here. But here you're looking from $6 up to $6.88, $6.68. Again, we're having trouble breaking through this area. So we'll see what the bell does here. But, well, let me get rid of that because we're coming close to the bell. But this might just kind of do this. And then at the bell, we're either going to shoot up or we're going to shoot down. So we'll see what we do. But these are your major areas of support and resistance. This is your high a day. I personally wouldn't trade this until we broke the high a day. Again, and you can, I mean, on the small account I wouldn't trade this. But on my regular account, you know, I would wait for momentum to pick up. Because right now we're just in a squeeze. You can see the red marks here. The red on the TTM squeeze indicates that you're in a squeeze. So we'll see what that does. But I want to focus on this one for the bell. That ticker was MDIA. This ticker here. MDIA. We called this out Friday after hours. I took a trade here, and then I took another trade here, and then I closed it out. I forget who it was, Jimmy or Chris J
Sale.
held on to it,
CMTL.
and then it did make another move. It did. This is the one I was watching at 4 a.m. this morning, but Webull froze up. It dipped really hard. Had Webull not been froze up this morning, I would have bought that dip. So it would. I said we were looking for a $2 move on it for pre-market, and we got a little bit more than that, 630, 730, 785, so almost a $2 move. But again, we weren't able to take that trade this morning because Webull froze up.
Lang Bio to institutional healthcare investing to $30 million. That's Alpha Victor Charlie Oscar.
This was another pre-market runner this morning, but couldn't trade it. Again, Webull froze up. This one would have been actually a nice trade. It was up on the scanners. But one thing you got to look at here, and this is what I always say, how we don't move the markets, and the markets are, you know, pretty much driven by algorithm and hedge funds. So if you take this arrow or line, trend line, just look at how perfectly it just hits that and keeps dropping. You know, you broke here. But again, these are trades I wouldn't take because they're most of the time fake out breakouts. I mean, this one here we could have took after it broke this, but you would have been stopped right out. But again, we don't trade when the stock is going down, right? We're trading on an uptrend, not a downtrend. This was a wedge pattern, but it's not a true wedge pattern that I would have been looking to trade. Now that we broke out of this again to the upside, you know, this is one to watch at the bell. It is a low float. MDIA, you know, we just looked at that one. I love this one because of the float and the volume now. I mean, we got almost 5 million in volume, so I'm definitely going to be watching this one. Again, right now we are in that Goldilocks area with the 20 and the 200, but we're waiting for an uptrend, so we'll see what we get on that. I'm actually going to put that up here on
IBAC Interbac announcing $10 million in new orders for HDD technology upgrades.
You know what I see here? I'm looking at I have so many charts. The only thing I don't like about my setup right now is I got this main area is like off to the left. I need to get it set up in front of me where I typically trade from, which I'll do later on today. But let's look at PROG. I see it moving on the charts here. So you see PROG, I had my lines here. Now the way you do it is, this was the high that we made on Friday, which is why I drew a line here for the high. Once we broke this high in the after hours, whoa, monster. This is where I drew another support level now because we're at a new area of resistance. Then we came down here, so I drew this area. And then we came right back down. Notice where we came down, right to the previous high. So this would have been a good area to trade this at. And that was this morning at 4 a.m. But again, we couldn't trade at 4 a.m. So this morning at 4 a.m. we went for about a 40-cent move. And now we're using it. We're bouncing off it nicely. But the thing that I don't like is that we already broke it. And we came down to this area of Friday's area of support. So that's not a good sign for this, but I still have it up on radar. What time is it? It's only 9 o'clock. So we will see what happens. Want to keep an eye on. See, now that's a nice candle there. Now let's see what we do here. A lot of times we will run between 9 and 9:30. So let's break this. Let me get on the 1 minute for you. So you would enter after this candle breaks right there. I'm going to enter. Just entered again with 5 shares. But these could typically be fake out breakouts. And it could pull right back down. But again, between 9 and 9:30, sometimes we will see a nice run up. Now notice these two candles came to this area. We broke through it. That's a good sign. Now we're looking to break through these two candles. And then break through the high. The HOD. High of day. So let's see what we got going. And even if we go down, I'm going to hold this position because I don't have much left to trade with. I think we're going to see a nice move to the upside here. So I'm going to keep these 5 shares on right now, even if we do pull back into this area of consolidation. But with that candle, I don't think we're gonna. That's a beautiful candle. Love it. Let's see if we break through this area. So now what you're looking for, notice where I drew these lines here. So now we're no longer looking to come back into this area. All right, now that we just broke through another support level or a resistance level, we're looking for this momentum to continue. And if we do pull back, we're looking to stay into this area now. So let's see, we might break this high a day right now. Let me draw a line here. Beautiful, I'm loving it. All right, beautiful. Again, I'm not going to close out here. I don't have too much left to trade with on small account. I got my account ready to trade as well. So now we're up $67 on the day on this ticker symbol. Let's see. All right, now those are tweezer tops. But let's see what the candle closes at before we call tweezer tops. But again, I would expect some sort of pullback here. It's not like we're going to see another move like this right now, but again, I like that we're out of this here. This further confirms that smart money was being put in this consolidation period, and most likely this one here. And that's the name of the game, is following the smart money. They definitely put a lot of money in this area this morning. Now, what they'll typically do is they'll start selling in these areas once we get higher. And then they're going to change their long position to a short position and capture everybody on the way back down. So now we're up $4.10. Are you guys in this with me? Or are you guys kind of waiting? And it's okay if you're not. We just made a new high a day, which is beautiful. I love it. But now that we're making this nice move to the upside, I think I'm going to close it out right there for now. Why did I do that? Just because we made a nice move here. All right, I'm happy with a $5 profit. We just made a new high. But now I would expect some sort of pressure from the sellers to bring this down to about here. You know, in this area we're looking. And, you know, it's not 100% guaranteed that we're gonna. But again, I still think we're going to see a beautiful move to the upside on this at the bell. But I'm just using caution here. Again, we haven't been in the best markets. I'm loving that. You know, 1, we made this beautiful move this morning. 2, I'm seeing smart money in the volume bars. A lot of smart money went in here. More smart money got added in here. And that's typically how smart money works. You know, they keep it in this range and this range and these ranges like this, so they can add little by little. And then the AI, the algorithm will trigger and the stock will explode. I couldn't tell you how many people don't believe me, you know, in these groups. I'm in a lot of groups, and I try and get people to join us here. But they say, oh, you're full of baloney. You don't buy in at the bottom and sell right at the top. I do, you know, and I want you guys to learn that too. And it's just from making a life out of reading the charts. I mean, look at the green bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we had consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we had consolidation and a pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now look what's happening. You can peg the tops and bottoms of every chart the longer you're in the markets. This is why I can't stress enough, guys. You have to be in the markets to learn the markets. You guys are fortunate you're here with us, and you found us, and you're learning everything that I'm teaching you guys. And I love that. That's what I'm all about. But unless you guys are in the trades and in the markets, you're never going to notice this, you know? I mean, to have more than 5 or 6 green candles in a row is really unheard of without some type of consolidation or some type of pullback. I mean, 6, 7, sometimes even 8. 8 is the max run-up you're going to get. I mean, very rarely you will get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 candles in a row. But those are on like supernovas that don't happen day in and day out. So, you know, a lot of guys that are on Wall Street bets I'm always talking to, they're like, oh, you're full of garbage. You're not selling at the tops, right at the top getting out. Well, you guys just saw it with your own eyes. I am. But that's because you're counting the bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bar is typically going to be your max. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bars without having some sort of a pullback. This is why we never enter a trade, you know, after the 3rd bar if you missed it. Because you're getting, I mean, you can, but sometimes you'll just get 1, 2, 3, and then you'll get that pullback. But when I see 5 bars, I'm out. And then I'll wait for another entry. And again, it's about location and time. Right now, where we are, we're getting closer to the bell. So we got 15 minutes to the bell. Now this is a beautiful sign, you know. Now we're pulling back and we're using the high a day as support. I can't believe I just drew that super straight line. So let's see if we hold this support area. You see how I got that support, right? This was our previous high a day. And now we're here at support. Let me open this up a little bit more. Get rid of the news. We don't need it. Get the big screen. Get rid of the time and sales. That's a bunch of garbage anyway. All right, so now we got 3 tops here. 1, 2, 3. And we're on our way back up, but we got a lot of wicks on the top and no wicks on the bottom, which means we don't have a lot of support pushing the price up. We have a lot of pressure from the top side to the downside, but we do have a double bottom here, which I like. These kind of candles, let me find one. This here is like a, let's say you were playing soccer. What this means is that this team here kicked the ball all the way here. This team kicked the ball all the way back. And now we're fighting in the middle. So this means there's a lot of pressure from the sellers, or the shorters, and a lot of pressure from the buyers. So these are good candles to watch in certain areas, you know. Here was another one. Not the right area. Here's another one. Not the right area. When you're looking for those is areas like this, when we're getting ready to jump to the upside. I don't see it anywhere else, but we'll be covering that. I like this now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're holding good. Let's see if we hold this area. Awesome, Crow. I appreciate it. Yeah, I spent a little extra money this time and kind of went all out for the quality. We were having so many other issues, and the laptops I just don't think were the right way to set it up. So I appreciate that. Hopefully this will be clear on the playback videos also. I have a bunch of videos coming, but now I'm going to remake them all. But it's not going to take long because now I'm going to be going full time into this with this being the last week of school, the kids get out early, which I totally forgot about till just now. I need to find out what time. So give me a second. And it's going to be great. My daughter is going to be calling out all the tickers for us this summer, so we'll see how that goes, and maybe we'll just hire somebody next school year to call out all the alerts and stuff like that. I just want to see how it goes for the summer. Telling everybody, you know, buy now, get out now. Now, again, this doesn't concern me that we broke this area, only because of the time. It's 9:18. We're really close to the bell. But now we're going to see if we're going to hold this support area. You know, if this happened at 9:50 or 10 o'clock, you know, we just broke a support area, then that would be, you know, I'm getting out. But notice again now, this is how you guys can draw these lines and see exactly what's going on. All right, from this point right here, let's see, notice these touch this line and they'll just keep coming down. I call this the right side of the roof. Like if you were to draw a house, right? Notice these respect this line. Again, that's because it's an algorithm. You know, this happens day in and day out on every single ticker. And there's no way, if retail traders had any say, that we would see these perfect lines like this. So we're looking for a breakout like we're seeing here. Sometimes they will tap it a little through and keep coming down. But yeah, so this is the left side of the roof. This is the right side of the roof of the house. I'm an artist. Oh, diggity dog. On Webull, Russo? China and Russo, are you guys talking about on Thinkorswim right now? I know on my laptops I've had several issues with them not getting filled right away. Yeah, on Thinkorswim. But on this new setup, it's actually been pretty quick. Haven't had any issues today yet, anyway. So I like it right here. We got, oh, diggity dog. We got tweezer bottom setting up here on the 1 minute. Let me see what the 2 minutes doing. Well, without not on the 2 minute. Yeah, I don't like trading from the phone, and you got to go through too many steps. I do trade from the phone, but only if I have to go out. Oh, let me show you guys something else I learned here. Now that I have a few more of you here. And Mo Money, are you watching us live? I would imagine you are. So I've been playing around with the RSI, and I've set it at so many different things, but at 50, if you click on your RSI lines up here at 70 and down here at 20, you're able to go in and change it. See, edit study RSI, and I put my overbought and oversold both to 50. Now I messed with this for the last 4 weeks, and 50 seems to be like a golden area. When you're above the 50, now look at this. Okay, I bought in here this morning when he called it out at like $4 and something cents. you can go back in and yes, I am recording, and I love it. I got this new platform now. Let me show it to you. This stream thing, it allows me to stream to several different platforms. And you see it shows here I got 4 people on YouTube watching, but it records automatically on YouTube, which I love. So I can stream from multiple platforms, but I have to figure out how to use this one. But anyway, let me get back into this. So when the price is above the 50 RSI is when you're looking to buy, and when it goes below, you're looking to sell. So look at how this respects that. Here we just came above the RSI, and you could have got in, and we really didn't dip here, but we kind of did. But you could stay in a trade until it goes back below the RSI if you got in a point like this. I totally forgot about this morning. I was just too excited with Jim or Chris J. We were having a blast. Yeah, EXT, let me get out of there and get it on day. I only got $163 left to trade with today on this, so I could get about 5, 12, 13 shares, which I'll probably buy at the open. But yeah, I mean, the RSI down here, I really love the whole, how well it respects everything like that. And then I got this new one, the CCI. These are just trend lines that I bought, I think, or put in there. I'm not too familiar with it yet. I'm working on it. So yeah, this is a really great thing. If you guys want to put your RSI at 50, you know, you could buy in when it goes above the RSI of 50 and sell once it goes down or whatever you feel comfortable. And now we're starting to break down here, which is expected going towards the bell. And we're either going to get a dip or a rip. And we'll see what we get on this. Let me just look at what else we got going on here. We got ORP. We got a new area of resistance here. Actually, if we come back here to Friday's pre-market, this is kind of an area of resistance as well. Now again, on this one, we are starting to get a wedge pattern. As you can see here, a wedge up. And this is how you would get your wedge up drawn. So you'd be looking for a breakout of this wedge. We did break out here, but that wasn't a wedge. Now we're breaking out right now. I like, this one's been in play for a few days. So I really don't want to focus on this one. It is a lower volume or a lower amount of shares than what we're watching on ENOB. But we did just break out of that wedge pattern, but we did again here, and we didn't really hold. So I'm going to draw a line right here and make that an area of resistance to watch. I know there's a lot of people watching this one today, ORPH. We did not break this resistance area yet. But as you can see, we're on a downtrend. Again, let me draw this beautiful line to the downside, the right side of the roof. And how we respect that. And then let's draw a line right down to here. So you see we broke out of the triangle here. We broke out of the triangle here. Again, we're going to be going live every day. So if you're new or you're just joining us and you don't get it, good morning, Jimmy. Don't worry about it. We're going to be covering the same stuff every day until y'all get it. Notice the 50 RSI. If you bought here, that would have been a good indication because we just broke the 50 on your RSI. And then you could have, took profits along the way. It's not much. It was only a 40-cent move. I do like that our second candle is bigger than the first one on this. What time are we at? 26. Let me get back to ENOB. I want to focus on ENOB today. Again, I only have 160 left on here. You missed this one this morning, Jimmy. But we're in it now. We're not in it now, but we got a decent profit on it so far. But this is the one I want to focus on going into the bell here. And again, I've never been an at the bell trader, but The markets, that's all they've been giving us lately until after hours. After hours, I'm loving. SPRT is making nice moves right now. Just broke a resistance area. Again, what do you guys see here? What do we got here, guys? We got the triangle pattern. We got the wedge, right? And we just broke out of the wedge on SPRT. And now you got an area of resistance right here. So you're looking to break out of that area of resistance. If we go back to here, where the top of this wedge was, this was resistance from Friday. And then we broke, we didn't hold. So what you would be looking for now is to use this resistance and the previous resistance as support. So you'd be looking for something like this, but we're close to the bell. Let me get out of here. Let me get back with, oh no, with ENOB right now. All right, so I got my time of GTC. Yep, I got it on. Make sure your TIF is set today if you're going to trade. Okay, today they're out at the same time. School. All right, let's see what we get. Let me get ORP up here, ORPH. Although I'm not going to trade it. ATOS is doing really well. Man, I got to get this thing set up in the middle so I can see all my monitors. ATOS went from 420 to 450. I don't really like the incremental pennies on it. For those of you who are with us, you know what that means. I don't like trading the ones that you can go from, you know, here to here and make a $12 move, but on something like ATOS, you go from here to here and it's like 60 cents. Strength going into the bell. I love it. I just bought the 5 shares. Oh, I got to hit buy market. Darn it. No, what's going on? Alright, I don't know what just happened. Didn't fill any of them. Oh, yeah, it did. It filled 5. Alright, yeah, I don't know what happened there. So, now it filled the other 5 down here on that dip. I don't know what the heck just happened with that, but should have waited for that first candle to form, but I didn't. Bad move. It's still doing things. I don't know what it's doing. Phone is blowing up. That was a beautiful move. So we just took out all these shorters. So now we're looking for a decent move to the upside like we're getting. And let's see. We just made a new high. I'm going to sell 5 right there. And I'm going to close it out here for $3.48. Not much on that move, but overall $72.50 today. I don't like the wicks up here. That's what I'm not liking on this right now. That doesn't mean it's out of play. I mean, we could see another really nice move right now, but I don't like the size of these wicks right at the bell, so that's why I closed out of this position. And I would wait for a re-entry on it. later in the day. ORPH is doing very well. But now you got tweezer tops on ORPH. And your second bar just wiped it out. So the tweezer tops right at the bell, not a good sign. All right, we got FPW making some nice moves. Sorry, FWP. I wouldn't trade it. Let me see what else I got here. I got so many things going on. IHT is making some nice moves. IHT, you're looking in this area. You want to break Friday's high. I'm not sure if we'll get it right now. We might, though. We very well might. Let me go to percent change gainers. See what AMC is doing. Now, AMC, we were watching for the $50 break, which we got today. So I would keep an eye on this if any of you guys are interested. SESN I had on watch. CRSR not doing anything. Now, these are what you call inside bars. So it's kind of like a wedge pattern again. So we can see a nice move on this when you have these inside bars. This is kind of what you're looking for on swing trades to get an explosive move to either the upside or the downside. But this is like pressure building up in candlesticks. So whenever you see bars that fit inside the previous bar, that's a lot of pressure starting to build, and it's going to blow its lid kind of like a teapot on the stove. Let's go back to ENOB. All right, so now ENOB, now you have a lot of wicks from the bottom. You have a lot of pressure from the buyers pushing up, but the sellers are holding into that. And this could be smart money liquidating some of their position. But I would imagine we would see a nice move to the upside on this again today. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But the reason I sold out of this morning, and I should not have even gotten into it because this bar did not close green. And that's a rule of thumb I should have told you this morning. I know I told a lot of you in the past, never buy in on the opening bell anyway. And if you're going to, make sure that your first bar closes green with no wick. And this is why, yeah, there was money to be made. I made $3.50. But you got to be quick and you got to be able to get out really, really fast. But whenever you see a big wicks on top, you want to be looking to get out, and vice versa. Big wicks on the bottom, you'll be looking to get in. But we broke through 1, 2, 3 layers of support. We're once again holding this $11.28 area of support. So we want to see what we do. We have a double bottom here, which that's what I like to play off of. So I would be looking to get in here. But we want to see if we're going to hold this area and then break through and kind of do one of these maneuvers. But your double bottom is always a good time to get in whenever you have a true double bottom. You don't have to have a double bottom tweezer, which would be this, but a double bottom in a zone, just like we saw here, is a good sign to get into a trade. Again, you don't want to get in anywhere with a double bottom. You're looking for key levels of support or resistance. So I would imagine maybe some of you got in here and didn't sell here, so maybe you can recoup right now. Let's see if we break through this area and what kind of wicks we have here. Because you may want to start closing out had you got in here to be safe. Because we don't know what we're developing here yet. Again, I do think this has a good opportunity to continue through the day. But notice we got wicks again. And wicks are not our friends. So there we go again to the downside. So let's check out. I see Russo's talking about U1. U1 was on our watch from Friday. I think I'm in U1 on Webull. I know I am. Yep. And U1 is tied to some kind of weird news. I believe it's tied with like the black businesses and stuff like that for the 19th, which is a couple of days away. So I'm kind of staying in U1 on Webull. Let's see what we're doing here. So if anybody was in here, hopefully you closed out for now. Now we're just consolidating again. But yeah, the big wicks are they're warning sign. Wicks on top in key areas and wicks on bottom in key areas. In these areas, they don't really matter in areas of consolidation. SELDPW. Let me look at some scanners here. Everything's kind of topping out now. Typically, if you get a run down in the morning, what we call the dip in the morning, you buy that dip and then it'll rip. If it rips, you're looking to get out after 4, 5, 6 green bars. But a lot of the ones I watch are morning dip and rips that I have on scanner, and most of them already ripped in the first 10 minutes, so. You guys got any questions or anything for today? Or anything you want me to take a look at? And if anybody on YouTube is asking questions, let me look at that one real quick. I think if you ask questions on YouTube, it'll come up here in this box. Sign into chat. Alright, so I'll have to look at that later. So I'm liking this area of support here. We're finding some nice support. Around $11 here, so who knows what we're going to do on this, but as of now we are holding support. We're probably going to consolidate and see a nice move in the afternoon again into after hours, but we're looking to break this high of $12.99. Definitely a lot of fighting going on here. So we could see some of that, the smart money selling their shares right now because they've been in it for quite a while. But again, I think the news on this is phenomenal, so I would imagine, I don't want to imagine anything in these markets, but I think we'll see some good moves with this today and continue higher today, maybe tomorrow. But I would definitely keep this one on the radar for today. If nobody's got any questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I want to get all this stuff set up where I can see everything and get this in the center so I have my monitors on my right and left, because right now I have this all set up on the left. It looks cloudy. I don't know why. Because it's crystal clear here. Could just be the connection or OBS or something. Let me see what it does on the playback once I go back and watch the video. We'll check it out. But, alright guys, so have a great day. This one is my favorite, Enob, E-N-O-B. I have a couple of other things I'm working on in the background here, which is really cool. As far as scanners go, I have a company working on building about 10 new scanners. And these scanners are going to pick up, what we're having them work on is they're going to be able to pick up anything, the Goldilocks area, so any tickers with low floats and above average volume in this area with the price above the 200 and the 20, these new scanners are going to pick that up. One of the things that I always love is a lot of these ones that run, before they make their moves, like the first few days, they'll go up by pennies. Or sometimes, 20, 30 cents over a 3-day period. And then they'll just, boom, explode. I have a scanner being built to catch that as well. And a bunch of other cool things. So they should be done here within the next week or so. I've been going back and forth with them. We're testing them, getting them all set up. So we have a lot of cool things to come. I want to make this group like the #1 group out there. I want you guys to get in on the bottom of all these runners. I have good scanners built now, but right now we're tweaking them. We're perfecting them. And we want to be able to catch all of these great movers for you guys. We have scanners out there that we're working on now, too, for options. I know a lot of you guys like the options. We're just going to be doing call and put options. That's the only thing I'm going to be doing with you guys other than selling options contracts, because from experience, I know you could do wheels and all this other garbage with options and you can make money, but you really got to sit at your screen all day. I want to show you guys and teach you guys the easy money. I mean, if you guys want to learn that stuff, there's plenty of other groups out there that teach it, but again, you got to be sitting there all day. You got to sweat it. You got to roll your options. You got to worry all day. What I'm going to teach you is just going to be the easiest money in options. And again, selling contracts is where the real money's at. You're the insurance man. Fortunately, it didn't record that, but when you sell options contracts, it's kind of like you're an insurance man for house insurance, right? Or car insurance. How many times do cars get into wrecks, right? You pay out money to the options man or to your insurance company every month, right? And how many wrecks have you been in your life? Not many. So, your car insurance, you're paying that, and your insurance man is collecting all that money month in and month out. Same thing with your house. Does your house catch on fire every month? No. So selling options on the right contracts is just like being an insurance man for car insurance and house insurance. That's my most profitable income. It's my easy money income. I collect this insurance from people every month on companies that I own 100 shares of, and I sell them naked because, again, I'm going to teach you guys all that, but that's where the real money is in options, is selling contracts. Every now and then you might have to, file a claim, right? Pay somebody for a contract because, every now and then they're going to get into an accident or they will get some damage on their house. But again, good things to come, guys. Right now, we are forming a wedge pattern here. Your TTM squeeze is confirming that we are in a wedge, so we're going to see a nice move to the upside or the downside. And here's your wedge. Your wedge, you want to take your top candlesticks, So I got it a little bit higher, but you see the wedge, we're making lower lows. We keep breaking through it, but we haven't held through it yet. But that is a good sign. The trending up wedge, or whatever you want to call it. I just call everything a wedge, even this pattern. Coming down here, you know, it's a wedge this way, and it's a wedge this way. But what you like to see, excuse me, this is ENOB. Me and Chris J traded this morning. Great. We made some really good money on it. Here you can see 72.50 on the small account. I didn't trade my account. I wanted to on it today, but me and Chris had a ball here this morning, and then I was getting set up. But no biggie. So now, you know, good to see here. This is our first candle to break out of the wedge that actually closed green, which is a good sign. This is where you would have entered on your next candle to break that high. Not that high, but to break your wedge out of your wedge. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Again, if not, we're going to be banging this in and day out, so don't worry about it. But this is what you're looking for. Draw your wedge. This would have been your entry point on it once you broke your first green candle out of that wedge. But it's not holding. We're having trouble here. But it is holding up, and we are seeing positive stuff. Again, the news is what I love the most about this. From this morning. Level 2. I don't want level 2. You know, we got really good news on it. Potential HIV cure. So again, just keep this on your radar if you're not already in it. I think this is going to be one of the better plays today. I shut off Bazinga Squawk, so I don't really know what's going on out there. This morning, my neck hurts from keeping it to the left all morning. I got to get all this stuff straightened up and set up. So yeah, and this is where you would have entered here. You haven't got taken out of it yet. But again, we're just seeing massive wicks on everything on this stock right now, which is expected, but we are moving higher. You could see the trend here. Let's see what the 2-minute chart's looking like. 2-minute chart looks good. We do have some pressure here, but again, if you got in on this candle, you have not got stopped out yet. So we'll just have to see. If you got in here, you know, and you didn't sell for some reason, you had this opportunity to get out. But let's see what it does. Now we're forming tweezer tops. And tweezer tops are an indication of a downtrend. Let's see on the 1 minute. But we got tweezer tops here. The 1 minute, yeah, we got tweezer tops on it too. But again, I think we're just going to bounce around in this range. So, you know, if you're getting in here at 11 and selling at 12, that's $1 profit each time we bounce in this trend area. So 100 shares, $100 profit. 1,000 shares, $1,000 profit on each bounce. Potentially. But again, use caution. I think we'll see better moves towards the end of the day. But alright guys, I'm going to jump off here. My neck is killing me. I want to get all this set up so I can actually see what's going on without turning my head to the left all morning. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you guys later.